The Colosseum was a place where the best of the best threw down to see who would be the last standing. Some contestants came from nothing, just to rise to the top. What if I started with the bare minimum in Elestrals, just enough packs to make a legal deck? I would clash with other casters with the eventual goal of winning a tournament. Every win would reward a single randomized pack to upgrade my deck, with other rewards along the way. Will I be the last caster standing? It's time to enter the Colosseum.
Yo, welcome back to the Colosseum. Here we have some games against, you see the gold rabbit right there, you see the gold map, against the one and only Q. Q is the current champion of Elestrals. We had the Dallas Open this past weekend, and Q went crazy and decided just to win the whole thing. So we have the honor of playing against the champion today with our very bad deck. We'll see if we can do anything today. He's on his photosynthesis deck, which is the same thing that was brought to Dallas. So yeah, we'll see if we can pull out a win against Q. The good thing about episode today is that we get to open a pack after this episode either way. Either we win and spin the wheel, or we lose and spin the pity wheel. So at least get some deck upgrades today. This is the third time I've tried to record this video at this point. I've cast it over it a couple times, and you guys know me for making stupid errors. That's exactly what happened. I didn't have the input device set, so I just sat here and talked at my monitor for no good reason for the past like 30 minutes. Anyways, we got it working now. So let's have a good clash here. So Q will start off with the Rummagem here. Rummagem allowing him to search for a 1-cost Earth Elestral. Some really good options to get with the Rummagem. However, we do know that he's on the Equilinx, and that is exactly what he grabs. Equilinx 4/3 allows you to Nexus 2 Earth Spirits, and if you do, it allows you to pop a rune. Crazy card, limited to 1 for a reason. Q will add that Equilinx to his hand. So, doing some shuffling, sets a card, and looks like we will take play. Yeah, so Dallas happened. Dallas was a blast. Big shout out to the Elestrals team. They killed it. Tournament was smooth. The whole event was smooth. Let's see. 5 out of 6 of my testing group made top 16, made day 2. So shout out to Q, obviously, who won. Ari, who got 3rd. And then Adam, Rybot, and Sands, who rounded out the testing group that made the top 16. Your boy was the 6th person in that group who finished 34th. So a bit unfortunate for me. I went X3. There was some stuff I probably could have done differently. I also had some very bad luck. I had my round 3. I was 2-0 and had 3 blind Wingens hit on me, and 2 of those were on turn 1. So unfortunate there. My round 5 or round 6, I was 4-1 and had the mulligan 4 times in 3 games. So a bit unlucky there. There probably was some plays I could have done differently, but you live and you learn. I will be at least topping a Premier here soon. I'm trying to put in the work, get better. I'm playing with great players. So yeah, that is the goal, is to top a tournament here soon. Anyways, we took play, casted out a Comagma there, activated Comagma effect, drew a card, discarded the Panzer, set 1, went to battle, swung over the Rummagem, and passed it back to Q. Q went with a second Rummagem in defense, grabs a Viscerus right there. So just to catch up on the gameplay a little bit there. But yeah, Dallas was crazy. Side events were great. They had an on-site shop that was pretty cool. All of the promos were crazy. They allowed us to open some Firestorm packs. I didn't personally participate in any of the side events. However, they seemed like they were firing all day. I didn't make day 2. And I was going to do side events. However, I wanted to watch all my friends play, so I didn't actually do any side events. Anyways, Q will pass it back to us after the Rummagem cast. We will cast out a Sprouter that is met with a Gaze. We'll just clear the Rummagem with the Comagma here. Pass it back to Q. So we have some decent board control here early. The question becomes, can we hold on to it? So Q casts out the Viscerus that they added last turn. A bit unfortunate for us. Vis makes itself a 5, so it's able to clear whatever it wants here. It'll get over the Comagma. This will be able to trigger its effect to special cast another Viscerus out in defense. Luckily, it's in defense, or this would be very bad for us. And so yeah, while Q's doing that, so yeah, Dallas was cool. The only downside to Dallas was probably the card vendor. Card vendor was not well prepared for a tournament. They had a lot of high-end stuff. However, they didn't have like a lot of staples that were necessary. Like they had some kind of mid-level staples, you know, stuff that was like $8 to $20 in value, but like no commons that you might need. Like I don't think they had any spirits either. So a bit unfortunate there. Also, they weren't carrying any sleeves on them, which is insane for a card tournament. But luckily, there was a trading card convention next door, and I think some people were able to get sleeves over there. So bit of a saving grace there. Kind of unintentionally, but yeah, that was probably one of the only downsides. Let's see, we casted over the Sprouter, we ascended into the Neandersloth, so our boy is here, able to hopefully kill something here, force Q to discard some cards, and we'll be able to control this game. So Neandersloth try to attack, and it is met with a Gorgon's Gaze. However, we do have the chain set, so great swing for us right here. We'll pay the 2. Q will be able to heal 1 off the chain's effect. But more importantly, the Neandersloth attack will go through, and we will force Q to discard a couple cards. So if we can stick this thing for another turn and run something else over, we might be in a great position here. So yeah, we'll see how that goes over the next couple turns here. But let's see, what else was there? There was a trade night that was off site after the tournament. Yeah, Q goes with the discard of the Equilinks and the Scythe there, so some great hits for us. I don't know, there's only a couple cards left in their hand at this point. And unfortunately, right there, we see the Earthquake, so was a bit too greedy to think that the Sloth was going to last for a couple turns, but at least we got some value out of it. And Q will finish this turn by flexing with the Gold Rabbit. That's a beautiful card. It's just absolutely insane. Like, just massive shout out to my group. They all killed it. There was so much time spent testing beforehand. So yeah, they definitely deserved it. But yeah, the trade night thing offsite. The shop was really cool. Definitely like much better shop than anything I have at home in Indy. Very spacious, a lot of room. There was a lot of people there. Obviously, I mean, like, everyone from the event was welcome to come. They even had, like, a bus that carried, I think, like, 55 people over. So, kind of crazy. I actually drove down with some of my friends. So, we drove 13 hours there and then 13 hours home. So, we were able to drive to the card shop afterwards. And I, luckily enough, was able to win an uncut sheet through a raffle there. So, I got really lucky there. So, it was kind of a blast for me. I didn't get to do any playing or really trading or anything. But yeah, had a blast and obviously got the sheet, so that kind of made my night. Let's see, catch back up. We Earthquake the Viscerus. We cast out a Jolton effect goes through. We're able to search out the forest here, and hopefully we'll be able to clear the rabbit. And yeah, it looks like we can clear the Golden Rabbit. It'd be cool to say that we were the first one to take out that rabbit in a clash, but I don't know if that is a fact or not, so I'll have to ask you. But anyways, we'll pass it back over. Q goes with the Luminary right here, which is kind of a problem for us because we don't really have anything that can get over 5. Mill 3, we hit the Toxie, the Hephaestus, and the Golden Apple right there. So, yeah, I don't know if we really have anything that gets over 5. I mean, we've got some position change stuff, Eddy and Mudlet. We'll see if that's enough. And yeah, it looks like we had the Mudlet in hand right there, so a bit fortunate for us. Don't know what that back row is, but it was not chained, so it looks like we might be able to clear. Yes, we are able to clear here. So we are fighting with the champ on board control right here, doing a little bit of back and forth. And let's see, Q goes with a Sippermel there. So Sippermel, one of the kind of the unsung heroes of his championship run, allows him to search a Golden Fleece from deck and enchant the spirits from Underworld to it. Pretty good card, gives you a Nexus Bank, or just acts as protection. So pretty insane card right there. Sippermel definitely underrated. I think the price of Sippermel like jumped super hard after the event was over. Same thing with Heliolith. Q is teching in Heliolith over Lustragon for tougher matchups, and that's actually what ended up winning them the championship. So kind of crazy all in all. But anyways, yeah, the fleece will resolve. Sippermel will go in and clear the Mudlet, and we will take play on an open board here. But yeah, day two was also super fun. A lot of side events were going; those seemed like they were going smooth. The prizing for them was really good. I was planning on participating in side events the second day if I didn't make day two. Unfortunately, well, I did want to play. However, I also wanted to watch all my friends play their top 16 matches, so I kind of peeked over the little railing that was up to watch people play and didn't end up getting to participate in any side events. So a bit unfortunate there, but they also had a demo station for Firestorm that was set up, and I was able to play the Zeus deck, so that was super cool. What else was there? I got lucky, had the honor of playing Mr. A Drive himself, and I was stressing out about it all weekend. That was like one of my biggest goals in going, was to try to get his rune, and luckily enough, I was able to play and beat him and got his rune. I was also able to trade him for one of the nets of A Drive, so yeah, that was like one of the highlights of my weekend there. I was super nervous, like as I beat him and I was opening the promo for him to sign, my hand was like shaking, which super kind of embarrassing, nervous, but yeah, it was a blast. Just a great time. Like I said, Elestrals team, shouts out to them, they all killed it. Cannot wait for the next event. But yeah, let's get back to Colosseum. I will quit yapping about the tournament. And so anyways, another Lumery was casted, able to clear our board. I think we went with the Quackle the turn before this, healed some spirits back. That was cleared, so we go ahead and cast out the Rabbit, able to search a card, set a back row. Pass it back to Q, and we see a Lustragon come down, and this Lustragon was given to Q by A Drive himself, and obviously signed. You see the nice signature right there. And then we see a Misenchant on the Demeter, just for a Nexus Bank. Lustragon will Nexus the Spirit to itself, and that will pop the back row, which, as you see right there, is the shield. So, very unfortunate for us. Our 5 defense Rabbit dies, and we take some damage right here from the Sippermel. And so, yeah, at this point we've lost tempo. We did get the lucky cast out early of Neandersloth, however, the well-timed Earthquake from the champ destroyed our hopes and dreams there, and at this point we are just way too behind on tempo, most likely not coming back from this one. We'll play a little bit of stall right here, cast out the Sluggle, heal a couple spirits. However, there is no time rules in the Colosseum, so heal stall is not a viable strategy. Pass play back over to Q right here. I think they can get like, Lustragon can Nexus off the Fleece, get like 6 damage if they want to be aggressive this turn. Not too sure that's going to be the case, though. We'll see an expended draw here. And yeah, just clear the Sippermel, or clear the Sluggle with a Sippermel, swing for 3. So not getting as aggressive as they could there, but I mean, we're going to be staring down a lot of damage the next turn anyways. Bit unfortunate for us. I apologize if you guys hear me sniffling. I've got really runny nose today, so apologies there. Looks like we go out with a cast of Verituka. The good options are just dwindling here. I figured we could at least go ahead and take the Fleece out with the Verituka. Q flips the back row here. It's an altar, so pay 1 off of the Fleece, Nexus 1 to the Lustragon. And then Lustragon effect actually just goes ahead and pops the Verituka here. I think I was explaining at this point, I was like, if you just put the altar, or Nexus the Spirit to the Sippermel, then Verituka effect doesn't do anything and it just kills itself. But I completely spaced the Lustragon effect that pops it anyway. So clear that up, lose the Verituka, pass play back over to Q, and yeah, I only have 5 spirits left in deck. There's 5 on board, so a simple re-enchant wins the game. However, Q wants to show off a little bit, goes in with an Ambro right here and some other stuff. But anyways, that's our 5th loss in a row. We will be getting to a pity pack here shortly. Just show off the hand right there, double Rummagem, Forest, and Javalantis right there. So this one was looking promising early. Didn't end up going as well as we wanted it to. But yeah, let's hop over to the pack opening, and then we'll do a small little deck profile and get into game 2.
Alright, here we are at the wheel. We just got our 5th loss in a row to the current Elestrals champion Q. Going to go ahead and spin the wheel and see what we get.
And it looks like we are getting Lunar. Lunar, that's pretty good. There's a spec in there. So anyways, let's get over to the pack opening. Alright guys, looks like we spun Lunar for this pity pack. So I know there's a Spectaris in here, which is absolutely insane. There's a Gloombat in here, which is also absolutely insane. Kind of blanking on what the hollow pulls are. However, we will get to it and we'll see. So sticker is a Jolton. Never actually seen this art of Jolton. Actually kind of like that. Anyways, we get to the good stuff. We'll go with this middle pack here. Maybe. We'll see. Packs are so hard to open. Alright. There is the spec. For sure. One of the best cards in the game. That's great. Drakid's in here. Drakid's not too great. Oh, we get Drakking too. Oh. That's crazy. What if we get the hollow as Rockin' a Hard Place? Rockin' a Hard Place, we might have one of the... No, there's no way we have one. We'd probably be playing it if we had one. Nobby too. Oh my god. I forgot all this stuff was in here. And Fawnlet's in here. And Dense Fog. Dense Fog's actually pretty solid in Aloon. What was I thinking? I thought Gloombat's in the Celebrations one. Okay, Gloombat's not in here, so that's a little bit unfortunate. However, this is a crazy pack now that I think about it. Like, we just play these two with the spec right now, and then, like, if we get an Artemis or we get the Theraheart or whatever, we can go into the Fawnlet, and then Nobby once we get Doppel. Honestly, Nobby will probably go in because it just hits over stuff anyways, but that's actually crazy. Cannot wait until we get a Doppelganger at this point. So anyways, give me just a second. I'll figure out what we're going to change in the deck list, and I'll let you guys know. All right, looking at the deck, these are what we're going to take out. We are going to take out the Chololotl. Chololotl seems okay. Like, if we can somehow get ahead and then cast this out, um, it can lock down some face downs in the back row, and then maybe we can use that to keep tempo. However, I feel like that's just kind of a pipe dream. Like, there's some games we're going to be ahead, and I feel like I would rather cast something else to try to further the board state rather than lock down a couple back rows. So we're going to cut the Cholotl for right now. As a result, we're also going to cut Narpoon. Narpoon is a really good card. However, the only Frost that we had in the deck was the Cholotl, so it felt like an obvious cut for now. The Panzer is next. Panzer is 3/3. It's got a decent effect that lets you buff its defense for each Earth enchanting it, and then allows you to Nexus and do some heals or enchant itself from the underworld. However, we don't really have anything to Nexus, so like other than like the forest, which most likely we're going to need a cast of like Jolton or Open the Forest, and then also have Panzer, and relying on that, like, those two one card combos or like whatever. It's not going to come up very often, so we're cutting the Panzer. And then lastly, the Pandolence. Pandolence is a 4/1. Cutting it simply for the fact that this is now the only Aloon that we will have in our Spirit deck, and I would rather use it on any one of these cards. So Pandolence is an okay card. It actually could come in handy getting a counter rune back, especially the shield, but also like the Change of Prometheus could... Well, Chains is actually, we can't even get Chains back because we wouldn't have the heals to do it a second time, or the spirits to do it a second time without any kind of heals. So yeah, gonna cut this out as the last slot, and then the Flormine is coming out in place of the Aloon. The Flormine is one of the randoms that we spun at the beginning of the series, and our only Frost card, being Cholotl, is now gone, so it only seems right to take out the Flormine. Adding in the Spectaris, the Nobby, these two are obvious. They're some of the best aggressive cards in the game, so both of them are coming in. Even Nobby without Doppelganger, it still acts as a 6 against anything that is not Lunar or Solar Enchanted, so both these cards coming in for sure. And then we're going to add the Jacking in. We only have one Spirit, however, Jacking is such a powerful card. If you can stick it on the board, you can start taking your opponent's stuff, and you can even swing with their stuff. You have to enchant it with Lunar or Water, and we only have Lunar to be enchanting on the Jacking. However, we have like 5 water in the Spirit deck, so gonna keep the Jacking in, or gonna bring the Jacking in, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. So and oh yeah, and then we're going to go ahead and bring the Dense Fog as well. Dense Fog is not great into every matchup. It is good into some matchups, especially like a Galaxy. You do this in the battle step against a Galaxy, make them lose their own guy, but it can come up for different stuff. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and throw the Dense Fog in as well. Hopefully we can get another Lunar Spirit with running these 4 here soon, but I honestly think that we are close enough to a point where we can start getting some wins together. So yeah, hopefully we get a little bit of good luck in the next coming games. But yeah, let's get on to game 2 against Q. Alright, back here in the Colosseum, going game 2 against Q right here, doing some die roll. I got a 7, was feeling good about this. But Q is just better. He's got that championship difference. Rolls an 8 right there, so it doesn't really matter for us. I mean, if anyone beats us in a die roll, they're going first, and we're trying to go second anyways because we need the battle step or the battle phase, as well as the extra card. So die rolls don't really matter for us right now. But anyways, Q goes first here. We just had some crazy upgrades to the deck. Add the Lunar Pity Pack in. The Spectaris is obviously insane. Draking might go crazy in some matchups. Din's Fog, not a bad hit. I don't know what else is in the Lunar Pack in terms of the holo slot, so it might actually be the best hit to get, but yeah. Anyways, got some good stuff out of that. Also added in the Nobby. No Doppelganger, unfortunately, but Nobby itself can act as like a 6 attacker with its effect, so kind of crazy. Definitely worth it. Definitely could have been worse. Q will start with the non-championship rabbit. Go ahead and add a card to hand right there. And so, yeah, this little downtime right here, I've talked to some people about the series at this point, and from the few people that I've talked to, they think the series progression is very slow, which it definitely kind of is. I mean, I wanted the matchups to be tough. Obviously, that's the whole point in the Colosseum. Kind of wanted that feeling of getting beaten down and slowly upgrading the deck to a point where we can get some consistent wins. Also, doesn't help that we're playing like the best players in the game right now. I mean, yeah, playing Q is obviously the champion, but we've played like, you know, multiple top 16 finishers and over the premieres the past few months, as well as the Open. So, anyways, yeah, I don't know. Some people were telling me to potentially open like a box or something, or maybe figure out how to get like a structure deck integrated into it. I know in a previous episode I mentioned that if we got like 100 losses over wins, we would open a structure deck. However, it sounds like I might need to do something sooner. So if you guys have any ideas, definitely reach out to me, whether that be YouTube comments or X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, on there as well. I definitely would be interested to see if you guys think that the progression is too slow, or if you have any ideas of what I should do. I was thinking maybe like I could do like a wheel of counter rooms or something, like say like every 10 losses we get a spin on the wheel of counter rooms. That might not be too crazy, but it would be something, like especially if we like went back and quote unquote backpaid it. I know there's a word for that, but I don't know what that word is. But anyways, we could, you know, get a couple counter runes that way. And I know not all counter runes are crazy. Like obviously Gaze Shield PTA exists, Tsunami exists, but you know, there's other stuff that's not great, but that might give us a little bit of a buff. That's our biggest issue, is not having any counterplay really. So we kind of just have to stick a big guy and hope they stay around. Anyways, catching up on Colosseum here. A few turns past, we'd mudled the rabbit into attack, got tsunami'd, passed it over. Sippermel was enchanted, effect gave it the fleece. Play came back to us. We go ahead and cast out a Moss Station right here and go ahead and throw a necklace on it. And a bit unfortunate right here, because Moss Station, if it attacks, goes to defense. So while it's based off its effect in the necklace, it's an 11 attack, it's only a 1 defense. So my goal here, which this might look a little weird, is just to sit behind the 11 attack Moss Station and hope Q cannot clear it. Which sounds a little bit weird, I will say. Sounds a little dumb to take the 2 Spirit Burn from the necklace effect. However, we have a plan, so bear with the minor stupidity right here, and we'll see what happens. We'll go ahead and pay out the 2 necklace spirits right there, pass it back over to Q. But yeah, so anyways, any kind of ideas you guys might have to make the deck a little bit better. I do have the whole box of Daybreak, Frostfall, and base set that I had going originally for this. Maybe we can add like a promo wheel, maybe like every, I don't know, 1 out of every 25 losses, or once we hit 25 losses, we can spin like a promo wheel and get something. I don't know. Yeah, any ideas, let me know for sure. Q passed play back over to us. He had no way to out the Moss Station, and there's our boy again, the Neandersloth. So that was the whole idea in taking the burn from the necklace. I know we lose the necklace, I know we're paying a lot, but like I said, we have to get to a point where we can stick the Neandersloth and try to get control. And the Neandersloth is once again, not meant to stay in the Colosseum. It gets shielded right back to our hand. Not really anything we can do about that. Like I was saying, we have to play for tempo in this deck, so we kind of just have to hope our opponent doesn't draw the counter runes that they need. Unfortunately, that didn't work out in our favor. So we see the very nice Champ Bunny here again. So staring down 2 bunnies in the Super Mill, I'm just getting the damage ready right here for the turn. This clash is looking like it's going to be a lot quicker than the first clash. So looks like we might be starting off another loss streak with this one right here. Unfortunately, we'll see. Maybe we can turn this around. We'll just top deck our Raigeki, our Harpy's Feather Duster. We'll be right back into this. Nope, we do get the Comagma again, so Comagma stuck to our hand over the past few clashes. Draw a card, discard a card. And at this point, looks like I do opt to discard the Neanderthal. Unfortunate there. Our boy will be back. I really just kind of want to try to transform the Colosseum deck into a Neanderthal turbo deck and just play Neanderthal control turbo. Yeah. That might be the goal, because this thing is so fun to use. I mean, obviously our one win was because of the sloth itself, and it's definitely fun trying to get through a battle step with that and clear something, force opponent to discard. Not good, but fun, I will say. So anyways, this will hit the board right there, clear the Comagma. This can't trigger the effect because there's no room on Q's board. He swings for some more damage right there. And yeah, once again, in the same position that we've been in many times in this episode already, we will cast out another rabbit, which actually, in the instance that Q does not have Lustragon, is kind of a good set right here because, or a good cast right here, I should say, because nothing on the board currently can clear the rabbit. So we saw Alter last game. Alter obviously can clear it, turn it to attack. We'll go ahead and pass over to Q right there. We see a Demeter, so yep, Demeter also one of the things that can clear the rabbit. So Demeter buffs, I want to say it was the Viscerus. We see a re-enchant of the bunny with water right there, and we will take the 4 damage, and we will just go ahead and concede right there. That is the end of the game. As you can see right here, Q is asking what we got out of the pack in between matches, and obviously didn't draw any of the lunar guys that we added, but we did have the Draking right there, so just kind of showing off the pulls, what we added to the deck right there. Did have some good cards in hand right there, but just lost tempo too quickly. So anyways, yep, we'll start another loss streak right here. You guys will be able to see the record on the screen thanks to the best editor in the world, Devin. Shout out to Devin, my brother. He's the GOAT. But yeah, anyways, that's another loss here in the Colosseum. We will be back. This episode should be uploaded at the correct time this Saturday, and we'll be getting back on track here soon. So, yep, if you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys watching. Gonna see some ugly media player stuff right there. But yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.